Have you ever wondered why the world is so negative and unbalanced? It's because it's by design, and I'm about to explain why. But first, give my YouTube a follow at Universal P for longer videos like this. So the main issue is that people don't understand energy, and everything is toroidal field, including us. And all of us as a collective affects the toroidal field of Earth, and Earth affects the toroidal field of the whole universe. This is why I say that we are gods, because we are in the center of all existence. Watch this video, I go into deeper details proving that we are in the center of the universe. Another misconception people have is how we produce the energy, and this has to do with gender and free choice. Also, the reason why our enemies design society this way to manipulate our energy. I know we all heard the phrase before, the man has to lead, and here's why. So positive energy is masculine, which is logic, service to others, clear intentions. Negative energy is feminine, which is emotion, service to self, deceptive intentions. Positive is preservation, life, long term, heaven. Negative is destruction, death, short term, the underworld. The woman has a larger reptile brain, while the man has a larger human brain. Do your research. This is why it seems though men and women think completely opposite overall. So whoever leads will lead towards their dominant energy. Here's an example of a toroidal field. The positive energy is on top, the negative energy is on the bottom. And as y'all can see, the green line, which is a equator, is where the positive and negative energy meets. This is called the plane of inertia. For example, when you hear Earth is a flat plane, it is. It's the plane of inertia. When you hear that the Earth is round, it is. It's a positive energy up top, which is your spirit and consciousness, the connection to the real God. And then the negative energy on the bottom, which is your soul and the ego. This is why it's mind over matter. You have to have control over your soul in order to reach your spirit. So since we're in the middle of the universe, Earth is the only planet that has access to heaven by going through the original toroidal field outside the whole construct. So what the enemies are doing is trying to create negative energy to overtake the positive energy. So imagine the blue part collapse and it's falling into the red part's tunnel. This would be the reverse process of going to heaven that I just mentioned, meaning that this is a negative and positive energy pole shift. This is how the flood happened, and when we got trapped in a black hole, and why they call us fallen angels, because we fell in frequency. So in Genesis, the beginning, they say the earth was formless and empty and darkness all over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. That means we are in a black hole and not where we used to be. So everything was recreated in here, in the black hole. There's a song that everybody heard before, The Black Hole Sun. This is what he's talking about. NASA has a path for the sun that we do see that's placed in front of the black hole sun. The flame we see on the Statue of Liberty represents this sun that's blocking the black sun, along with the 7 candlesticks, which is the 7 planets. Just ask yourself, how is it possible it gets dark every day? Even the famous German symbol represents the black sun. Also, the insectoid and reptile takeover of mankind by trapping our spirits and souls in these vessels inside the black hole. So y'all may have seen this picture before, especially if you already been on your spiritual journey. But this is all of Earth. But obviously, we are in the middle. And this is what Earth looks like now, after we dropped in frequency into the black hole. So I'm about to give a quick rundown on the entities in the Bible and why they want to relieve in you. So check it. Existence began with the one God, the creator of everything. Then there's man, the image of that one God. Then there are the Pleiadians and the Greys, which are the original entities before anything else existed. We all have spirits, which are stars, and we are the only ones that's supposed to have spirits. So Yakub, also known as Jacob, which is a Grey, created a freshwater dragon born with a spirit. This was strike number 1, because nothing else is supposed to have a spirit. So the spirit, which is a star, is named Neptune. Y'all may also know him as Adam, Amon, Enki, Ea, Yahweh, and David. So he then went to create a fire dragon, also born with a spirit, which is Mars, also known as Marduk, Ra, Azazel, and Apollo, and Alexander. These are the first 2 creations of the underworld. This is why they are depicted as the strongest gods, because they are magical dragons with the power of a god, because they have spirits. Then Mars went to create Uranus, which is a saltwater dragon, also known as Tiamat and Eve. She then went and married her grandfather. And Uranus and Neptune is the UN, the United Nations, which is Adam and Eve. So Mars continued to create, eventually mixing with Earth in the sky. which is strike number 2 because he's not supposed to mix with Earth. This created Saturn, which is a spirit, also known as An, Set, Satan, and Solomon, and Nephis, which is death, and the Nephilim, which is the beginning of the reanimated bodies. Those two then created Wickedness, which is the opener of ways, and Anubis, which is the guide to the underworld. But Saturn went right back and mixed with the Earth and the sky. This was the third strike. This is when the war in heaven started, because they started to become more and more man-like. So when Saturn did that, he created Jupiter, also known as Enlil, Osiris, Baal, Nimrod, Zeus, and George, and also created Venus, which is Mary Magdalene, Inanna, Isis, Ishtar, Lilith, and Elizabeth. Those two then created Mercury, which is Jesus, Nana, Horus, Lucifer, the god of heaven. So all three branches from the United Nations, which is Adam and Eve, and the two offsets of Saturn, all created with each other, making humans. And note, we all have free choice because Mercury is the god of heaven, Anubis is the guide to the underworld, and Wickedness is the opener of all ways. This is the free choice. But the issue is these vessels are able to hide the fallen angels, mankind, the dragons, the reptile, the Pleiadians, and all the sub-creations of those specific entities. So check this out, Genesis 6, Wickedness of the world. It says the sons of God saw the daughters of humans were beautiful. They married any of those they chose. And as I told y'all before, marry means mate, creating. So basically that says the sons of God, which is the fallen angels, is completely different from humans. Then it says my spirit will not contend with the humans forever, for they are mortal, and only expect to live 120 years. But when you're a spirit, you're forever. So that's basically saying they are creating spirits that's not supposed to exist. Then again it says the sons of God went to the daughters of the humans and had children by them, along with the Nephilim. Then of course it says the wickedness of the human race has become on earth. So look around, this is Sodom and Gomorrah they're talking about. All the negative energy that should not be existing on the plane of inertia, which is why we're in a black hole, because the sons of God, the fallen angels, is in the middle of it. And again, this is not supposed to happen. So this isn't only an attempted invasion to take control of Earth, it's an attempted invasion to take control of the whole universe. So when we have resets, they alter things ahead of time like what they're doing now. So in the beginning of this world, when they first landed, they invaded the Middle East first. This is where the Sumerians, the Indus Valley, and the Mona Lisa people lived at, which are the Greys, and the Pleiadians lived on that side also. And somehow they sided with each other and continued to create. But I will say this, all the Greys and Pleiadians are not bad. They have free will to choose, just like we do. Like you ever wonder why you see people on that side with different shaped heads, or original tribes, while they over here wiping us out over here in America? It's because some of those people have gray DNA. They can't blend into human vessels like other entities. They'll come out with a different shaped head or black eyes because of their frequency. This is why most of them are in the skies just waiting for their moment to show themselves again. Because don't forget, Yakub, which is God of El, was depicted as a big-headed, melanated scientist, right? This means they can look just like us, but they will have those differences. So after they took over there, they came here to what they call America, which is the real ancient Egypt. We are the Egyptian gods that was in the Garden of Eden, the jewels of Earth. This is why their agenda is to program the world to quote-unquote hate African Americans. We're the only people that have no origin, even though we're in a country everyone want to come visit and live. So think about this. If American men is Egyptian fallen angels in every country, quote-unquote race of humans visits, they designed America to be a breeding zoo. This is why you hear about certain entities being sheep breeders, because they tricked us into creating new races with spirits in order for them to escape their negative frequency reality by the access of negative stars, the negative energy. Because as we fall, they rise. So check this out. Y'all see the fixed stars? Those are the access spirits that was born in here and is trapped on the outside of these stars. So Uranus and Neptune, the United Nations, Adam and Eve. This is a Tower of Babel, Jacob's ladder, or Yakub ladder, however you want to say it. And both those stories basically explains how they're trying to escape their reality by using our energy by deception.